Hey there, fifth graders. Welcome back to another technique video with Mr. Pitcher. On this video, we're going to be talking about articulations. Now, articulations in music are something that helps your note sound a specific way. So it's easy to compare it to how we would talk, right? So when I talk, there's lots of movement. Like if you think of like how someone physically talks, right? You've got your vocal cords that vibrate, and then you've got your mouth. And in your mouth, when you talk, it's gonna sound weird, but like in your mouth when you talk, you use your tongue. If you try and saying some words to yourself, you feel how your tongue goes up and down, and like it hits the roof of your mouth and the bottom of your mouth and your teeth and all of those different things, and it creates all of the different sounds of the words. And then your lips have to do with that too. You know, my lips are moving, my tongue is moving, it's touching different parts of my teeth and the top of my bottom of my mouth. Those are all ways that we articulate our language. Now, I can change my articulation when I talk by either slowing down and making sure that all of my words are very clear and concise, like this. Or, I can talk like this and not really move my mouth very much, and I get a bunch of different sounds this way. So you can see how when I talk different ways, the sounds that come out of my mouth, the words that you're hearing, they sound different. Well, on our instruments, it works kind of the same way. We have a couple articulations that we use that really help give what we're saying with our music some variety. And so I want to talk about three main articulations for you guys today. There are, again, three main ones that we talk about, but you will find as you learn more about your instrument so many different kinds of ways to articulate. But these are the basics. These get you through and give us a good foundation of where to start. So I have three of them right here on this handy dandy notebook that I want to show you. Shout out to Blue's Clues there. And sometimes you'll see them marked in music different ways. So right over here, I have a line above the note. And when I see this, I think of the word legato. Legato means smooth and connected. So if there's a line, it implies that the note is going to be really long and really smooth. If I go over here to the other side, there's a dot. It's a very small, short dot. That word, the word I use for that is staccato, which means short and with space, separated. So I've got staccato over here and legato over here. And those are opposites of each other. Legato is smooth and connected. Staccato is short and separated. You might be thinking this one in the middle, it doesn't have anything over it. That's just a regular old note. And there's a word for that. I've never confused you guys with the word before. But if we're getting into the Italian term, because these are all Italian terms, excuse me, I use the term marcato for that, which means marked. That's what it translates to. And so it's not quite staccato, it's not quite legato, but it's a full note with a little bit of space. Okay? So marcato, the one in the middle, that's our most common one. We use marcato for most things when we play in an orchestra. We want our notes to be full. We want the whole note to come across, but we want a little bit of space in between our notes so they don't all run together like this, right? So it's kind of like when I'm talking in a regular way. That's our marcato. All of my words have definition, and you can hear what I'm saying and you can understand it clearly. Staccato, right? Way over there. Staccato is when we want to be short. It's like a short sentence, like a yes, no, but short sounds like that. But sometimes that's an appropriate response, right? So very short that way. In legato, when we speak and we just seem to go on and don't run out of breath, right? We talk like this and we're really smooth together, and legato, right? They all run together and smooth out nice and smoothly like that. Keep using the word smooth. But I'm going to play these now for you so you can kind of get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. So, got my viola getting in camera. The default is marcato, right? A little bit of space. Now I'm going to use a D major scale to demonstrate these for you. So marcato, I've got a little bit of space. I'm going to play 2 times on each note. So you hear how there's a little bit of a gap between each note. You know, it's not a huge pause like a staccato will be, but it's a little bit of a gap. Now here's staccato. Here's really short pause, right? Hope you're forgiving a little bit of intonation there. But you see how short that is compared to like the marcato that we were just doing? So there's little bitty space staccato, there's marcato with some space, and then there's legato, fully smooth and connected. Hardly any space in there at all. I tried to make it as smooth and connected as I could. So we got those three terms: marcato, little bit of space; staccato, big space; legato, no space. So you'll see those in your music. There are some songs in your orange book that will have dots over them for your real staccatos. Like if you've looked at rockin' strings so far, got those in measure 2, short staccatos. And then something like Ode to Joy. While it's not necessarily marked legato, it's very smooth and connected, right? You don't want to play Ode to Joy like... Nah, you want it to be buttery smooth. Yeah, and there's differences. Like you can have it to be kind of legato and kind of marcato at the same time. You can have like a little more space than a marcato, but for now, you know, we're leaving it at that 3. Just know that in the future you'll have all sorts of ways. Once you learn more bow control, you'll have all sorts of ways to control your articulation, and that's what's really cool about music, having that control and having that expression. So I'm going to leave you there on that one mini lesson on articulations. Let me know if you have any questions. Keep practicing, keep having fun. Thank you guys.